I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer for people to join. I made the mistake of just joining the regular Facebook Live instead of doing this actual group, so I'm here now. I hope you guys are having a really good day. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Chelsea Landry. I'm a coach over at the New Mexico location, and I'm gonna specifically be talking to you guys about flexibility today. I'm gonna tell you this straight up that I would rate myself like a 6 out of 10 on the flexibility scale. So I am not the most flexible on earth at the moment. I know that I've been stretching every single day just to try and improve on that. Plus it just makes me feel really ready for the day and just good and warmed up. Hi Ryan, I hope you're having a good day. I miss you. But yeah, I've been definitely stretching every day. This is just gonna pretty much do or go over exactly what I've been doing. I will figure out a way to make it more difficult for you guys if you need added difficulty, or make it easier for you guys. I don't want it to be painful in any way, shape, or form, but it definitely will be uncomfortable if you want to see progress. So I also want to apologize in advance if my dog, I don't know if you can see her, she's laying on the couch. If she gets in the way at all, she may. She has this weird thing when any of us are doing any sort of like exercise or stretching, she feels the need to like be all over you. So I don't know how that's gonna go, but yeah, so I'm gonna be going over flexibility and stretching. If you guys have any questions, make sure to ask them. I will try and get through all of those. But I think the main thing to look out for this video is just don't push yourself too far. Just definitely make sure that you're doing it correctly with correct technique rather than just trying to rush your splits all the way down. Like I said, I'm gonna make it as painless as possible. So I'm gonna be showing you guys kind of the technique that I use to really progress in my splits and in just overall flexibility. Hopefully that will work for you all. If I'm looking at my watch at all, that is just to make sure that I'm keeping on track with everything. So just letting you know about that in advance. But the first thing that we're gonna be doing is just kind of some standing stretches. Again, if you guys can't hear me at all, or if you can't hear me when I'm farther away, just comment or let me know in some way that you can't hear me and I'll talk louder. But just try and follow along and hopefully it'll go good. But yeah, so I'm gonna start standing. Let me know if you can or can't hear me. So the first thing I usually like to do, all of the girls, if you've been on a team, you definitely know this stretch. You do it all the time while you're warming up your jumps. So this is one of my favorites as well. So this is what I do. Feet are a little bit more than shoulder width apart. I would say toes diagonal. You're just gonna rest your hands right on your knees and open those legs up as far as you can. I like to kind of add a back stretch to it and go from side to side. That will really help. And then from here, I'm gonna go ahead and straighten out my legs. Make sure your legs are completely locked out. You're gonna get your hands as far down as possible. If you can get your elbows down to the ground, that is awesome. If not, just push for that. So just reaching to the middle. And over to one side. You're gonna try and touch your toe. Nose should be to knee. And around to the other side. And to the middle one more time. Good. From here, I like to pull my feet together just into like a nugget position or a tuck position, and I like to slowly, with my hands being flat on the ground, straighten my legs out until I really feel a stretch in the back of my legs. I was really rough at this at the beginning of this whole social distancing thing. Thankfully, I've gotten to the point where I can actually keep my hands flat on the ground. If you can't, just only hold it at that position, okay? So you want your hands to be flat on the ground. If that means that your legs have to only be right here, then that's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna go from my tuck, hands flat on the ground, and I'm gonna extend up into my pike. And you're gonna squat back down. You're gonna try and go up one more time and extend a little bit more through your legs. Hopefully it'll feel a little bit less uncomfortable. So one more time. All right, from there, I just like to go back from my tuck position, and I like to just put one foot out. I stretch super slow, so I like to go through everything very thoroughly. So I'm just gonna put one foot out and just kind of get a good stretch in with that. And then pull it back into your tuck. Sorry if you see my cat. Bailey. Say hello to my cat since she made her way into my video. This is my cat. Her name is Bailey. All right, you're gonna do the other side. Pull that leg out. And then from here, I just like to sit in a butterfly. In this butterfly, you're gonna pull your heels in as close to your body as possible. Back is gonna be up straight. You really wanna make sure not to punch. So I'm gonna be grabbing at the ankles, if you can't see that. Grabbing my ankles, back up straight, trying to pull my legs down to the ground. And then from here, you're gonna pull your feet out farther so that your legs make a butterfly or a diamond position, and you're just gonna reach forward as far as you can go. Try and get your nose to your feet. From here, I'm just gonna slide my feet all the way out into a pike position. I wanna make sure that I'm keeping my back as straight as possible, as long as possible as I'm reaching forward. So I'm gonna have my back up super straight. I'm just gonna slowly start creeping forward, trying to grab my ankles, making sure my legs are locked out. And then from here, I'm just gonna go as far down as I can without it being so uncomfortable that I have to start bending my legs. And if you can, what I'm doing is I'm actually wrapping my hands around my feet and reaching for my toes. If you can't do that, you can try and put your elbows down to the ground, whatever feels more comfortable to you. So I'm just wrapping my hands around my feet, reaching forward, taking a deep breath in, breathing out, and stretching. From here, I'm gonna flex my feet, and I'm gonna try and reach for my toes as far down my feet as possible. I'm gonna pull my heels off the ground, and I'm going to bend my arms if I can. If you have to just keep your arms straight, that's totally fine. I'm able to at this point in my stretching journey to bend my arms, that just gets a bigger stretch, so that's for more difficulty right there. So grabbing your toes, pulling your heels off the ground, bending your arms. Good. From here, I'm just gonna get into a straddle, and I'm gonna reach over to one side, trying to wrap both of my hands around my foot. If you can't do that, again, that's totally fine, but just make sure you're reaching with both arms. I see a lot of people stretching and they only put one arm out and they wonder why it's still either not stretching or they're still not getting any progress in their flexibility. You have to reach with both hands at some way or another, okay? So wrapping both hands around your toe if you can to one side. From here, I'm gonna keep my body as low to the ground as possible, and I'm gonna walk my hands through the center until I'm able to stretch onto the other side. Now remember, legs should be straight, toes should be pointed, not flexed, and both arms reaching. From here, I'm gonna reach forward as far as I can. The biggest thing that you guys have to remember with this is not to let your big toes come forward. Okay, so you definitely wanna make sure toes stay up, kneecaps stay either up or even better, rotated back a little bit, but reaching as far forward as you can. Now, a lot of people at practice are asking me, Coach, can you push me down? Can you push me down? That is a great way, definitely, to get your flexibility down. But if you're at home and your parents are busy or whoever is busy and you're not able to, if you're able to just reach and grab on and pull onto something, then that should get the same effect. But just making sure that you're reaching as far forward as you can. Making sure that you're really taking deep breaths too. I find myself just naturally, even while I'm in front of you guys right now, kind of stopping and just breathing. This is because it's not painful to me, it's super relaxing to me, so this is kind of a way to get your flexibility to progress without it feeling like a chore or without it feeling like painful or anything like that. So moving on, we're gonna go into our splits now. So I'm just gonna go, you're gonna pick a leg. I'm gonna start with my right leg. My right leg is bent. My back leg, my left leg is back behind me, and it's as straight as it can be. You wanna make sure that when you're doing it, your back leg is stretching out as far as it can. You're trying to push your hip down, and my front knee isn't going over my toe. I see a lot of people doing this. This isn't gonna stretch you. That immediately made me, what's that feeling? Roxy, hey, Roxy. So you're gonna pull that knee out and make sure that you're pulling that hip down. Now from here, I'm gonna, with my right arm, grab onto my back leg, and I'm gonna still try and keep my hips as pushed far forward as I can, and you're gonna get a really, really good stretch in that thigh right there. So you wanna make sure when you're doing this, you're not finding yourself leaning back, even though it's super tempting to. And a lot of times you kind of have to when you're first starting to, but the more flexible you get, the more you progress, the more you'll be able to lean into it. And from here, you're gonna let go of that leg. You're gonna sit back on that back foot. My knees are together, and you're gonna reach for that front foot. All right, from here, you're gonna slide down into your split. The biggest thing you need to think about is making sure your legs are in a straight line. My shoulders are squared, my hips are squared, my back leg is not bent. I'm not sitting on my butt. So my back knee is gonna be on the ground. I'm really trying to tuck my back foot in to make sure that that is squared as well. If you're a flyer, a really good stretch for this, or just anyone in general, is reaching back. I don't have enough flexibility to do that. This is about as far as I can go, but that's a really good way to increase that, as well as reaching forward. So you can do that as well. If you're not all the way down, a really good technique is to take a deep breath in, breathe out, push yourself down around 1/2 inch or so, and hold it for 5 seconds. Do that like 3 times or so, and you should start seeing that progress. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Good lunge, making sure my knee isn't going over my toe, pushing forward, hip is pulling down, back leg is stretched out. From here, again, I'm gonna put my left arm out to grab my right leg behind me. Other hand can be on the ground if you need it to be. For me, I for sure need it to be on the ground. I'm gonna grab that back foot. Trying to keep it kicking your butt. And then from here, I'm just going to slide back, sitting on that back foot, reaching for that front foot, keeping those knees together. All right, sliding down. This is definitely my weaker leg, my opposite leg. So I know for sure I'm not all the way down, but that's okay. I wanna make sure my hips are squared, shoulders are squared, back, shoelaces, or sock or foot, whatever is on the ground. And again, you can add difficulty reaching forward, reaching backward, adding a couch cushion. You can put your front foot up onto, you can put your back leg up onto it, anything like that to add some difficulty. All right, moving on to middle split. I'm gonna be in my straddle. I'm gonna rotate my hips forward, and I'm gonna keep my hips as low as I can while rotating into my middle split. Now, thankfully, I've gotten this back. I'm able to go all the way down again. So that's super exciting, but you wanna make sure that legs are super straight, hips and ankles are in line with each other. Again, you're taking deep breaths. If you're able to go flat, totally do that if you can. From here, I'm gonna pull my legs, rotate them behind me, and I'm actually gonna have my legs in kind of a frog position behind me. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna pick my chest up, and I'm gonna push my hips down while I pick my chest up even more, get a good stretch in your hips. All right, going for shoulders, wrists, and ankles, I usually like to just swing my arms back and forth a couple of times. Grab one arm, pull it into as tight as you can. For added difficulty, keep your arm locked out and pull your other arm farther away from your body. That will definitely stretch more. And the other arm, nice and straight, pulling it out away from your body for more stretch. One arm is gonna go over your head to your opposite shoulder. The other hand is going to grab onto that elbow. You're gonna pull and stretch that hand down. And then from here, you're gonna switch. Pulling down as hard as you can. You should feel a stretch right on this side here. All right, getting a good wrist stretch. A lot of times I will go on my hands and knees and I'll just kind of rock forward and backward. And hands can go out and you can rock side to side. Turn them fingertips facing your body, forward and back. Top of your hands and fingertips facing the floor and your body, flat, pulling back. For ankles, I like to at least roll my ankles out a little bit, just by putting one foot over the other, rolling it out 5 circles each way. And then we're gonna switch. 5 circles one way, 5 circles the other way. Alrighty, the last thing before I let you guys go, this is probably a lot of people's least favorite stretch. It is the bridge. I know it's my weakest stretch, so I will do the best of my ability. I want you guys to make sure that you know that your bridge should be shaped a little bit more kind of like an upside down like check mark rather than just a bridge like you would see. That's making sure that you're really using your upper back and your shoulders to stretch through into your bridge rather than your lower back, which is gonna be more painful. So I'm gonna do one bridge for you guys, show you that. It's not my best, I'll try, but I'll do that for you. That'll get a good back stretch in. And then if we don't have any questions, then I will let you guys go and continue on with the rest of your day. Alrighty, let's see this. So we want to make sure knees, feet are together no matter how hard it is to get up. My arms are going to be shoulder width apart, nothing wider, and lifting at the hips, making sure shoulders are directly over your hands while you're in your bridge, hopefully. All right, rocking it out. And that definitely got such a good stretch in my back that I think it started cramping. So I had to come out of it. But make sure when you guys are doing this, you're breathing. You're not just trying to push yourselves down or push yourselves farther until it's excruciating pain, because number one, that's not fun. Number two, you're most likely at some point going to get hurt or strain a muscle or do something that is going to make tumbling or cheering or doing anything super uncomfortable, and it's just not the correct way to do it. So deep breath in, deep breath out, pushing yourself down 1/2 inch or so, as much as you feel a good stretch, more than you currently do, but nothing that's going to overdo it, and then relax yourself. Okay, so that's definitely important. I know that that technique has really, really helped me just the past week and a half or so. I slacked the first week and a half with this, but the last week and a half, I've been doing this every single morning, and I know I definitely feel really, really good. So I think if you guys can take just a little bit of time out of your day, it doesn't even need to be 30 minutes. You can take 10 minutes to go through, hold everything for 10-15 seconds. That you don't need to overdo it, but just get some sort of stretching in every single day. And not only is it going to help you when we return back to the gym, but it's going to help you in your everyday life. If you're a parent that just did this, if you're a sibling or anybody else, this can just help you feel really, really good about the rest of your day. So I highly suggest you do that. If you guys have any questions, you can either type them in the comment and ask me now, or you can always direct message me on any sort of social media platform, and I'll definitely make sure that I will get all of your questions answered for you. But I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you guys have a really, really good rest of your day. I hope you guys are staying safe and staying healthy and practicing social distancing, but still staying connected with your family and friends through technology like this, which is super awesome that we have. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. You will be seeing me again next week. I'm gonna do some strength for you guys. You will be seeing me sweat, so watch out for that. But have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all soon. Bye.